So what kind of expectation people have when
Oh yeah.
when they come to you?
I think they come to me. They want to in their suffering. You know, they want me to help them with everything. You know, like their daily problems. You know, and you it may start out that way. I really told one teacher, elder teacher. I said, I feel like I'm a mother. You know. And she said, well, that's okay. That's what you're going to be in the beginning as a mother. And so that was an interesting thing to be a teacher, but really you're a mother or, you know, a father or, you know, in the eyes of some of the students. And I took that on, and I do feel like if I had children, and I don't, but if I had children, this is what I would be doing with them. It's what I'm doing with my students, which I often call aspirants rather than students, because sometimes when you call people students, there's this hierarchy that is you know, can also reenact oppression. So I try to say aspirants, you know, that I have aspirants as opposed to students. And so I think after a while, my students, I asked them to take on therapy alongside their practice in Dharma. And some of them are a little taken back, like, oh, well, you think I am crazy? And so I asked them to take on therapy so they can see the difference between therapy and Dharma. So therapy will give you the skills to, you know, walk the daily life, the interactions you have, so you can survive any kind of harm verbally, physically, or any kind of past injuries or harm in your life. So you can survive this life and have some tools to help you walk through the world. Now, the Dharma or Buddhism will give you a means, a skillful means, which is not necessarily a tool, to do the same thing. However, it's not just a tool, it's a path. So once you get on this path, you're actually beginning to go deeper and go underneath, rather than just every time I get angry, I'll use this tool. That's what you get from therapy or from a workshop or something like that, a therapeutic workshop. That's not to say Buddhism isn't therapeutic, because it is. However, that's not the goal, the intention, or the path. The path is just to walk with life, whatever comes up, no matter what way. And that as you're practicing, you're gaining a skillful means, a way to approach your life based on what you're learning about life, not what you're directed to learn about life. So sometimes in therapy, they direct you to learn about life, you know, to talk to your mother, to talk to your father, to talk to somebody in your community, your friends, you know, about situations that happen. Whereas in Buddhism, you're not going out to deal with the external people or the world. You're dealing with yourself and that problem. You can, that's not to say you can't do that, but that's not the end of it. That's not the way. What we're doing is trying to develop ways to deal with things like that. We do develop ways, but however, that's not the goal. That's not the end of it. That's not the path. It is a lifetime path in which you're committed and devoted to awakening, to life, which is not what therapy is about. You don't go to your therapist expecting that, you know. So if you have trouble, you can use the trouble. I did. I used the things that bothered me, the things I suffered with, as fodder, as to walk the path. Sometimes they call it mud, right? The mud in the world, to walk in the mud, in order to experience the lotus, right? The lotus in the mud. That's the most, I think, a core teaching and a wonderful teaching, right? Buddhism, that lets us know the mud's still going to be there. And is the mud drowning you and smothering you, or is it nurturing you? You know, is it nurturing, you know? So you learn how to use that mud to nurture you, rather than you drowning in it in quicksand and yelling for help all the time. Help, help, help. you know, so so that's the difference. So then say you know, just you know, meditating as a tool. It's not a tool, you know, it's not a tool at all. And it's not a technique, it's not technology, as some people see it as. And usually people who say that, I know right away they haven't probably walked the path, I would say at least for 10 years or a decade. Yeah, I think people think it's going to happen overnight. And it could, like I said, if you're very special. But, but most of us are just ordinary beings. And so it's a lifetime practice. Even learning the forms and the rituals and ceremonies are constant. In Zen, you never know everything, and that's the beauty of it. You never know. Every time there's something to learn, something I will never know everything. I'll never know all the rituals and all the ceremonies. Even in this country, the teachers who have practiced the longest do not know all of everything. They do not, because it's impossible, and that's the beauty. It's so vast that there's no end. It's like swimming in the ocean. You just keep swimming until you can't, until you're dead. You know, you die.